At KBLA Talk 1580, we fight the power every day.
Yeah, gotta give us what we want. Gotta give us what we need. Hey!
I listen to KBLA and I love the commercials. I know what the commercials mean. I also, if I'm looking and trying to figure something out, I need something to talk to me that might hit me. And it happens on TV because, you know, every time they show a sporting event, they got the pharmaceutical companies back to back telling people how to fix the sickness on the same stuff that they sell them. So we get it.
Yep, we get it too, Chuck D. And that's why at KBLA Talk 1580, we don't black down.
Drop it! Our freedom of speech is freedom of death. We got to fight the powers that be. Fight the power! Fight the power! Stand up!
When the story gets twisted, who's going to tell the truth? When they cut the microphones, who's still talking? When history gets rewritten, who remembers what really happened? We do. KBLA Talk 1580. Black media isn't just important right now, it's essential. Because when mainstream outlets move on, we stay. When the headlines ignore our communities, we don't. When decisions are being made that affect black lives in our schools, our neighborhoods, our economy, KBLA is in the room. This is more than radio. This is a lifeline, a record, a rallying cry. Black stories, black voices, black power.
The heat is on!
On the air and in the culture. KBLA Talk 1580. Stay connected. Stay informed. Stay loud.
Stand up!
Whoa, oh, mercy, mercy me. All things ain't what they used to be now. Where did all the blue skies go? Poison is the wind that blows from the north and south and east. Whoa, mercy, mercy me. All things ain't what they used to be now. Oil wasted on the oceans and upon our seas, fish full of mercury. Oh, mercy, mercy me. All things ain't what they used to be now. Radiation underground and in the sky. Animals and birds who live nearby our lives. Oh, mercy, mercy me.
KBLA Talk 1580. Happy birthday to the late legend Marvin Gaye. Love me some Marvin Gaye. Marvin Gaye was my first celebrity crush as a little kid, as a little girl. Okay, Dominique, telling too much, but I love me some Marvin Gaye. The mixture of message, one of the best voices ever, and being handsome is just irresistible. Anyway, happy birthday to Marvin Gaye. I'm almost positive that Tavis Smiley will be playing a lot of Marvin Gaye this morning too. One of the things I love about being on black-owned independent media, we get to do that. We get to give folks their flowers. We get to make sure you don't forget. We get to pay tribute to the ones that won't get love in the mainstream media. I'm not saying Marvin Gaye is an example of that, because certainly he was a superstar. But, you know, some of our leaders and music legends who are flying under the mainstream radar, we get to big them up. We get to show them love. And I so appreciate having that opportunity and that responsibility. And I appreciate you, my KBLA delegation, because y'all, if I forget, you all definitely remind me. And one of the greatest places I get such reminders would be in the comments section of the YouTube chat. It's youtube.com, then KBLA 1580. I stream there every day. We're also streaming on Facebook, so you can look at me and see how tired I am, how sleepy I am, even when I can fake it on audio. But no, I mean, it's really nice because we have the fellowship of people coming together in the chat, and also you get to see our guests and friends. that come in. If you've missed any of the shows, and there have been some great ones lately, my shows or any of the weekday shows, you can go on YouTube and see them. They all live there. You can go to the KBLA YouTube channel and find them. You can go to my YouTube channel, Dominique B. DePrima, the B is for Baraka, or just use DePrima Radio, and you can reach me that way. And that way we can stay in touch. And also it helps keep us stronger. I feel like the President of the United States is deteriorating before our eyes. I don't like to just get on here and talk about him and how wack he is. And I mean, I do it sometimes, but I try to be more information based and less whine about Trump all day, because what does that really get us? You know, it certainly did not stop him from getting elected. But what I'm noticing now is that although many of us have felt he was deranged or not all there, you know, suffering from some dementia all along, the fact that it's getting more pronounced is what I'm noticing. He does more rambling. For a while on the campaign trail, I thought he was faking it because he used to say crazy things, and then all of a sudden, when it came time for the final days of the campaign, he snapped out of it and stopped talking about windmills and sharks and started focusing on attacking Kamala Harris and Joe Biden and pulled out the win, if you're one of those people that believe he won legitimately. And even if he won through tech shenanigans, which is what I believe is likely what happened, he still made it happen somehow, whether he did it through cheating or he did it through the old-fashioned way. He won. He's in the White House. So I thought maybe he's faking the funk. Maybe he's really not demented. But what I see now is a steady deterioration. The conversation about Iran and the way he swings wildly, even within one speech, from everything's fine, we've got this under control, to, F NATO, we're going to close down NATO, to we're going to bomb them into oblivion until it's going to stop next week. We're in talks. It has to be brain deterioration. There's no way even one of the world's biggest and most successful liars believes that you can tell two different versions of what's happening within the same speech, just minutes apart, and that no one's going to notice that. So I'm thinking 25th Amendment. I feel like Republicans, this deterioration seems to have speeded up. I feel like Republicans are going to have to... No, and I'm not saying I want J.D. Vance, by the way, the disappearing man. Where is he? Those people were asking, where is Kamala? Where's J.D. Vance? At Sephora. Anyway, I feel like they're going to have to step in and 25th Amendment him. Take him out. He's not competent. I'm not saying that's a better thing for the country, because I think J.D. Vance is actually even worse when we talk about politics, policy, the rescinding of our rights. I think J.D. Vance is even worse. The only thing that would make him better is that he doesn't have the cult-like following. So he won't automatically get everything that he wants as quickly. But I don't know if you watched the speech. I have to force myself. One of the main reasons I was hoping he wouldn't get elected is because my job is to watch the news. And I knew that would mean I would have to listen to his voice for another 4 years. And that's gotten worse too. You notice he's much more growly. He's barely getting the words out. The man is not well. He's not well. And, I don't know if they're shooting him up with drugs to keep him awake during his speeches, or if he's just left to his own devices, which I doubt it. I don't think it's Weekend at Bernie's. I do think he's still with us. But not with us, if you know what I mean. He's gotten so used to lying to MAGA folks and those lies being accepted as true that he doesn't even bother to try to make it sound true anymore. We're on track to complete all of America's military objectives shortly, very shortly. What is shortly? What is shortly? That's not a timeline. We're going to win the war without reopening the Strait of Hormuz, he says. How is that a win? I mean, I think it's a lose-lose situation. I don't think there's any way to actually win this war. What does win mean? We took their oil? What does win mean? We've inflamed the entire Middle East. We've killed babies. I mean, we're close to 300 babies dead in Iran. And I think it's above 2,000 people, close to 2,000 in Lebanon. What's the latest count in Gaza? You talk about a comms problem. I mean, and of course there's a human problem too. I don't mean to be glib about that. People are actually dead. And even more than that, tons of people are not dead and they're walking around without limbs, right? With life-changing, terrible injuries. That's what war does. But what I was referring to as a comms problem is we are actually officially the baby killers. I mean, maybe he'll come back because it is Resurrection Day this weekend. But between the Epstein files and Gaza, this administration, and the Epstein files, by the way, clearly has Democrats and Republicans, these powerful white men that are among the richest in the world, eating babies, killing babies, and having sex with babies. It sounds like devil to me. I'm just saying. It sounds very like if I was going to write a list of what evil looks like, that's what I would put on it. And I do believe, because I am an optimist, despite the rant that I've just said, that we win this. We are losing the battle. We being people of conscience, we being people that don't believe in eating, killing, and having sex with babies and children. We who don't believe in taking away other people's rights. We who don't believe that getting enough food to feed your babies is some kind of egregious fraud. That cutting SNAP is important while giving tax breaks to billionaires. That's your agenda. Those people, the ones who maybe ask themselves, what would Jesus do? What would Buddha do? What would Allah do? I believe we win, but we have to stay fighting. We have to stay paying attention. We have to stay prayed up. We have to stay taking care of ourselves. And we have to stay encouraged. Molly Bell says when we fight, we win. And that's right. But it doesn't mean we win every battle. We win big picture. But we have to remind ourselves this is not normal. This is not normal. And I believe people are waking up to that. Even MAGA people are waking up to that. They're saying, what happened to America first? They're saying, why is this guy kowtowing to Benjamin Netanyahu? Why does Netanyahu set the agenda about a war? And how can we be in a war with an ally who makes all the decisions unilaterally? We can say, it's like Gaza. We say there's a ceasefire, but Israel is still bombing. How is that a ceasefire? It's like having a child and you tell them your curfew is 10 p.m. and they come in every single day at 2 a.m. and you're just like, okay, your curfew is 2 a.m. 800-920-1580 if you want to weigh in on national and international issues, and there are many. I'm Dominique DePrima for KBLA Talk 1580.
Thanks for starting your morning off with a voice that speaks truth to power and the powerless, getting to the heart of what matters most in our community. This is where authentic conversation meets real action. From breaking news and politics to culture and community solutions, this is where you hear perspectives you won't hear anywhere else. This is where we come together, get informed, and make change happen. You're inside First Things First with Dominique DePrima on KBLA Talk 1580.
Good morning, sunshine. You make my day.
Are you drowning in IRS tax debt? Angela was. She called Civic Tax Relief and saved over $80,000. Felicia was having health problems, got behind on her taxes, interest and penalties were adding up. She called Civic Tax Relief and saved over $15,000. Civic Tax Relief is a professional tax negotiation firm that can protect you from the IRS. If you're getting collection letters, call Civic Tax Relief for a free consultation. They will go to work helping you discover all the relief programs you may qualify for free. James owed the IRS $37,000. Civic Tax Relief represented him against the IRS, and by the time everything was completed, he did not owe the IRS anything. If you are in trouble with the IRS, call Civic Tax Relief for your free consultation now. 800-200-2257. 800-200-2257. Get a free consultation and real tax relief. Call 800-200-2257. 800-200-2257.
When the story gets twisted, who's going to tell the truth? When they cut the microphones, who's still talking? When history gets rewritten, who remembers what really happened? We do. KBLA Talk 1580. Black media isn't just important right now, it's essential. Because when mainstream outlets move on, we stay. When the headlines ignore our communities, we don't. When decisions are being made that affect black lives in our schools, our neighborhoods, our economy, KBLA is in the room. This is more than radio. This is a lifeline, a record, a rallying cry. Black stories, black voices, black power.
The heat is on.
On the air and in the culture. KBLA Talk 1580. Stay connected, stay informed, stay loud.
Stand up.
Paid for by government. The 1986 to 2021 United States Silver Eagle, the first ever U.S. silver dollar minted in 99.9% pure silver and is the best-selling coin in the world. These original and historic silver dollars have ceased production forever. They will never be minted again. For a limited time only, full-pound bags of original U.S. government-struck silver dollars are being released to the public. You can own a full pound of original U.S. silver dollar coins featuring Lady Liberty and the heraldic eagle, never to be struck again. Guaranteed. Call now to secure original United States Silver Eagles by the pound. The first U.S. silver dollars ever to be struck in 99.9% pure silver. Plus, receive a free bonus, an American Collector's Pack valued at over $40 and free shipping with every order. Call 1-800-560-6468 now to secure your full pound bag of United States Silver Eagle coins before they are gone. That's 1-800-560-6468.
The conversation continues right now with Dominique DePrima on First Things First.
It does. It continues right now. I would love to hear from you, of course, at 800-920-1580. I always want to know what you think is important to talk about. That's one of the reasons I encourage folks to tap in with us on social media at KBLA 1580 everywhere, or with me at DePrima Radio, DIPRIMA. That's my last name. And then radio, DePrima Radio. I'm everywhere. I have a YouTube channel. I'm most active on Instagram. I love to hear what you think you'd like to hear. Who do you want to meet? We try. We don't always get folks, but we try. And that's where the feedback comes from social media and from your phone calls at 800-920-1580. We also have our website, KBLA 1580. Lots of news and info there as well. And we will have an election hub there for you. We are covering these elections, and it starts now. Well, okay, I should say next week. We did have one candidate in so far, but for example, starting next Thursday, it's the Thursday after that. We have Thursdays. We have candidates for sheriff in here, and so we'll hear from all of the candidates for sheriff. We're covering certain council races. Of course, we're covering all of them. But when I say covering, I mean having the candidates in for you to meet. Judges, obviously the governor and the mayor, to the extent that folks make themselves available. And those will be posted. And we will do judges again, because that's one of the most confusing things. We don't get to hear from our judges. And so I don't want us doing eeny, meeny, miny, mo on our ballots. Don't want that at all. So we're back at it. We're back in election season. So want to know what's important to you. House Republicans are saying they're going to pass a bill that was in the Senate last week to end the partial shutdown, which included the Department of Homeland Security. This is something that they already didn't pass, but apparently they're now going to pass it. Chuck Schumer calls it a win. He says Republicans caved after they had rejected this agreement last week. And so maybe TSA folks will start getting paid. Maybe our airports will start running smoothly. Maybe we can, not have the chaos that has been wreaked upon people's lives and homes. That's a big deal. And a temporary solution, because once again, as long as Republicans control the House and the Senate, there's only so much that's going to get done. And that's why these midterms are important beyond our local politics. We, meaning people who don't believe in eating babies, killing babies, and sleeping with babies, and also people who are not Republicans, need to take over the House of Representatives. There's a Venn diagram there, because some of those Democrats also have the baby predator problem. And that should be an automatic DQ for any politician, babysitter, movie star. Automatic DQ. Apparently, NASA has launched a lunar rocket. And it's we'll have more on that later. The thing is, I'm a fan of the space program and our exploration science, but whenever it's this administration doing something, I feel like they've got an ulterior motive. There's a backstory. There's a Peter Thiel, Elon Musk, Donald Trump backstory that we need to be cognizant of. That's important. I don't know what it is yet, but trust me, I will find out and I shall bring it to you. Here's one thing I'm looking forward to. Here's my mean streak coming out, y'all. I'm looking forward to the full-on meltdown that this president is about to have in June, when and if the U.S. Supreme Court does not side with him on birthright citizenship, as it looks like they will not. The hearing did not go well for the Trump team on yesterday. The president watched for a while, and then he left. He walked out. He said we're the only, on Truth Social, which should also be called Liars Social, he said we're the only nation that's stupid enough to have birthright citizenship. It's not true. Other nations do have this. But he's already said that the Supreme Court justices are stupid, even though he appointed a lot of them. And even though they've given him total immunity and almost every other thing he wanted, including overturning a woman's right to control her own body. But because he didn't get his way on tariffs, which were clearly not within his presidential power and authority, he is now turned on them. Well, wait until they don't agree with him on birthright citizenship. Now, I could be wrong. This extreme court is exactly that, and I am not 100% sure they won't fall on the side of the president or find some way to placate him. But most legal analysts are saying it doesn't look like he's going to win this one. From the ACLU to more conservative outlets, they're saying this looks like a L for the Prez, and I think that would be a win for not just immigrants, but all Americans. I think Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson's question about who is going to be deciding who's a citizen and when. Are we going to do it right when the baby pops out? You're going to have ICE? She didn't say this. I'm paraphrasing. But this is what it brings up. You're going to have people at the hospitals. You're going to have people at schools. Like, where exactly do we determine once they say that you're not a citizen because you're born here? Who's going to be policing whether or not your parents are citizens? And when does that happen? It sounds very dystopian. It sounds very ugly and horror movie-like. Here I am in labor, and I've got ICE agents trying to find out if my kid is a citizen or not. I don't think that. I don't think they had an answer for that. In fact, I feel like the Trump team became confused when Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson started questioning them about who is in charge of deciding who's a citizen and who isn't. And when in the process of bringing new life into the world does this occur? I don't think they had a good answer. Just like they didn't have a good answer about whether or not indigenous First Nations Native American people are actually citizens. It was, let me get back to you on that. What? Yes. They honestly didn't seem prepared to make an argument that may be a hard argument to make, because clearly it's an unconstitutional argument, before the U.S. Supreme Court. So, meltdown, incoming, put it on your calendar, get some popcorn, and let's watch. And, assuming he's still president by then. 800-920-1580 if you want to weigh in. We've got news, traffic, and sports, and then more on KBLA Talk 1580.
The station you turn to when you've had it up to here with cultural incompetence. KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. President Trump is congratulating NASA for a successful launch of Artemis 2.
They are on the way, and God bless them. These are brave people. We want to God bless those 4 unbelievable astronauts.
Artemis 2 is on a 10-day test flight that will take the astronauts around the moon and back to Earth. The Supreme Court heard arguments on birthright citizenship, reviewing President Trump's order, ending it for some children of non-citizens. Trump attended in person as justices debated the 14th Amendment. And rapper Megan Thee Stallion calls her onstage scare a wake-up call. In an update, she was hospitalized during Moulin Rouge with exhaustion and dehydration, saying she pushed too hard but plans to return. Megan's hairstylist, Kelly Derrick, was with her at the hospital and asked everyone on X to say a prayer for her. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Did you know April is National Car Care Month? Head to your local Big O Tires for great deals like this. Now, get a synthetic oil change starting at only $39.99, including tire rotation. Plus, get a free multi-point vehicle inspection, too. Find your nearest Big O at BigOTires.com.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The word of the day in sports this morning is rehab. Tiger Woods announced he's going to a rehab facility outside of the U.S. for unspecified treatment and to focus on his health. Rams wide receiver Puka Nacua is entering a rehab facility. An attorney for Nacua said the 3-year veteran is enrolling in a rehab program to improve his overall behavior in every aspect of his life. Representatives for Tiger and Nacua did not disclose the nature of their treatment or the name and location of their rehab facility. Nakua, who led the NFL in catches last season, has been involved in several situations where his behavior was in question. A woman has filed a lawsuit against Nakua for biting her and making anti-Semitic comments. The rehab decision for Tiger comes 5 days after he was involved in a car crash near his home on Jupiter Island in Florida. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580.
Getting around LA doesn't have to cost a lot. Metro has fares that fit every budget. 20 free rides for qualified riders through the Life Fare program. Free passes for students with GoPass and affordable options for everyone in between. Wherever you're going, Metro's got you covered. Visit metro.net/fare programs.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Tired of being locked out of job opportunities and shut down by systemic racism? KBLA Talk 1580 stands with you in fighting for the rights of black workers, and we don't black down. The Los Angeles Black Workers Center is a dynamic alliance of workers, organized labor, community-based organizations, clergy, students, and scholars working collectively to improve the position of the black working class. The LA Black Workers Center takes a comprehensive approach to addressing the black jobs crisis. Their programs promote access to quality jobs, racial equity in hiring and retention, discrimination-free job sites, and they prepare black workers for employment in high-wage career track jobs. The LA Black Workers Center supports workers who need help protecting their rights on the job. They give workers access to quality jobs and remove systemic barriers to employment. And they are advocating for a fair deal for black workers in the new Los Angeles City Charter. To sign up for free career readiness training, get involved in organizing, or learn about union apprenticeship programs and trade registries, please visit lablackworkercenter.org. That's lablackworkercenter.org. Together, we can beat the black jobs crisis and build a more equitable Los Angeles. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Follow the leader.
KBLA Talk 1580.
Follow the leader.
If you're not following KBLA Talk 1580 on all of our socials, then you're missing out. Download our app and find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and on the web at KBLA 1580.
That's right.
Again, you can find all of our socials at KBLA 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
By the way, if you miss any of our weekday shows in real time, you can always catch up by checking out the podcast of your favorite shows at your leisure. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
Got your black. Follow the leader. Oh my God. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
They say time flies when you're having fun. The founding members cohort is now officially over. Hard to believe. It's been a joy sharing what I've discovered after nearly 40 years of conversations with presidents, cultural icons, and game changers in every field of human endeavor. If you missed the first cohort, the good news is that we're already planning the next one. Now the seats will be limited, and those on our waiting list will receive exclusive early access and special discounts not available to the general public. So, if you are ready to transform the way you connect, lead, and build trust, do not hesitate. Go to TavishTalks.com and join the waiting list today. That's TavishTalks.com. The next cohort is coming. Make sure you are in the room. I'm Tavish Smiley, and I hope to see you there.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we do more than just talk.
You got a big mouth.
Hello, Joe, you're up. Welcome. We're unapologetically progressive, and we don't black down.
I haven't spoken on Kristi Noem and her husband's scandal. You know, the fact that the Daily Mail put out an article showing him with these big fake boobs on. And there have been other articles following saying that Mr. Noem, an insurance salesman who has been married to Kristi Noem for quite a long time, has some kind of kink where he pretends to be a woman. And apparently this is common. I wasn't familiar with it. Not my kink, but apparently this is a thing that's popular with a segment of white men in this country where they pretend to be women. And it's not cross-dressing. It's not transgender. It's some kind of other thing. I don't know. It's probably as many fetishes as there are, zip codes, or probably more than that. I don't know. But anyway, he's been all over the internet. He's been all over the news as being exposed for having this kink. Byron is his name, Byron Noem. And I know people hate Kristi Noem. And I know that Republicans are hypocrites. They like to walk around acting like, and I don't mean all Republicans, but most of them walk around acting holier than thou and saying they're all about family values, and when in fact they're the ones who are eating babies for the most part, right? Whether it's figuratively or literally eating babies, literally or figuratively having sex with babies, and literally killing babies. Okay, so I get that. You're mad, but I just don't like, what I don't like is the sort of snide belittlement of his kink. Like, it's this is going to sound crazy, but it reminds me of Diddy. Be mad at Diddy. If you want to indict Diddy, be mad at him for beating up Cassie. Be mad at him for, putting hands on or any assaults that he did. But don't be mad at him for having baby oil. There is nothing against the law about having a kink, about being a freak. Being a freak is not against the law. Now, whatever is up to them between their marriage, I don't know. Clearly, the woman was allegedly having an affair, a high-profile affair with Corey Lewandowski, the former Trump campaign manager, who, by the way, she did not deny sleeping with under oath. When Congresswoman Kamlager Dove asked her under oath, she just condemned the question. She didn't answer the question. And Lewandowski has been the shadow DHS Homeland Security Secretary, according to many reports. So she's out here running around cheating on her husband, allegedly, terrorizing the country through ICE, obviously. And now everyone wants to, make fun of Byron Noem. I just don't like that part of it. I don't like the snidely attacking someone because of their sexual proclivities. I just don't. I don't agree with it. I don't like it. I don't like it when we as Democrats or progressives act snide and holier than thou, or make fun of people the same way that Republicans would. I do understand condemning the hypocrisy. And it's interesting, the New York Times has an article where they say in their hometown, the people are saying that the pictures must be AI, which is interesting because this is going to be a new thing that MAGA folks and other low information voters do if they want to deny something that's clearly not AI. They're going to say it's AI. Woo, there's levels to this. But in South Dakota, this guy's apparently humble. He's a nice guy. He has his little insurance office and people like him. So they're feeling sorry for him. And then she's not the most likable, the lady dog killer, So it sounds like, but it doesn't matter because he's not the politician. He's not the one that's running for office. And she's clearly thrown him under the bus. As soon as this report came out, she didn't say, it's not true, I stand by my husband. She said, I'm devastated and I'll talk to you about it later. So I feel like she was looking for a prefab excuse to justify her own creeping. I don't know. Let's go to Ron calling us from Richmond. Good morning, Ron. Hola, Jumbo. What's up?
all that good stuff. And we got a lot to talk about, man. What's going on, man? I'm just listening to you like, ooh wee.
Right.
I don't even know where to begin. Cats out here wilding. Hey, you right though. Egyptian Lover put that record out back in the day called Freakaholic. So, hey. So yeah, there's some freaks out there. Yeah, shout out to all you freaks out there. Y'all know who you are.
It's more of them. It's more of them than you think. Okay, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's like Dr. Gail Wyatt says, sexuality is a human need, like food, water, clothing, health care. They're human needs. We don't need to be ashamed of it, and we shouldn't shame other people. How does it hurt you or me if that guy likes to wear boobs? Like if that's his kink, enjoy. I don't want to be judging that.
Hey, do you, bruh?
Exactly.
Yeah, for real, man, crazy. Oh yeah, real quick. Props out to and a big R.I.P. to Nipsey Hussle. Yeah, my grandmother, she died on that same day back in the year 2009. She made it to 99, man.
Wow,
so, R.I.P.
99 is good.
Yeah, she made it to 99, so rest in peace to my late grandmother. God bless her soul. I miss her. Yeah, she was born and raised in Texas. That's where my mom is from as well. So much love to all my fam out there in Texas. And, yeah, man, that's Nipsey Hussle, man. I hit you in the DM. I said I saw that man album, the Victory. Is it called Victory Lap?
Victory Lap, yeah.
Yeah, I saw that on vinyl. Man, I wanted to cry that day because I didn't have no money to get it, and they had a remastered version of Prince 1999 LP. I was like, man, why they gotta have the good stuff and I'm broke? I was so heartbroken that day. But R.I.P. to both of them cats, man. Hard to believe we're coming up on 10 years since he passed away.
Yeah.
I'm like, man.
That's crazy to me. It doesn't seem like it at all.
I know. Time just going by so fast, man. I remember exactly where I was when I got the news that he had died, man. I was like, man, not Prince. Yeah, so.
Yeah, that was terrible. He should still be here. Well, a lot of them should. Michael Jackson should still be here.
Yeah. So many. So now, are we getting ready to cancel my dude from Boys and Men since he was dating Brandy at a young age? What's going on with that?
Well, I mean, look, Brandy, I think she did the right thing. She told the story as she sees it and as it is. And she's got a point. Like, why are people judging her? He was a grown man. She was a kid. So, but, cancel him? What does that really mean? I think that's something people just say. Because who's really canceled? Who is actually, I guess R. Kelly's actually canceled because he's in prison. But the fact of the matter is a lot of people are still playing his music. And I don't think his music should be banned. There's a lot of artists with criminal records, criminal convictions, and weird kinks and proclivities and actual crimes. And I think it's up to us, the listeners, the fans, the customers, to decide whether or not we want to listen to that. I don't listen to R. Kelly anymore. He makes me want to throw up. I used to love his music. But but I don't want to impose my reaction on you.
Yeah, that's what's up.
I'm not canceling Boys to Men, are you?
Sorry, say it again?
Are you canceling Boys to Men?
Oh, no, them dudes got way too many hits. Now, what he did with her, hey, he got an answer for that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I stand with Brandy. I mean, she doesn't deserve to be vilified. She deserves to be respected and understood as a victim in that situation, because at 16 you cannot give consent. But my point is that if we canceled all the musicians with that problem or other problems, there would be no music left to listen to. So you have to make that call individually.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, like y'all always said, that we had a lot to talk about. Oh yeah. Shout out to everybody in the chat room. I had to change my password and all that. Yes, so I'm back on. And big ups to Jacqueline. I don't know her personally, but yeah, she always showed me love when I tap in. So thank you. God bless you, sister. Big ups to Miles. Keep doing your thing, brother. I'm gonna stop yapping. I know folks want to get in and chat it up with you, Dominique. So y'all enjoy the rest of your week. Have a blessed weekend. Take care. Be safe. Big ups to Tavis. And, let me stop talking so much. Dominique, it's always love for your sister. Keep shining. Keep smiling. Keep doing what you do. God bless.
All right. God bless you too. And thank you. Same back at you, all of the love. We appreciate you. We appreciate the KBLA chat room on YouTube. We're also streaming on Facebook in case you're not a YouTube type person. And of course, Leave It to Ron from Richmond to come with the music references for, Prince and Brandy. And it's got to have been tough for Brandy. Brandy, in her new book, came out and described how people reacted to her as if she was a rabid fan or she was the problem when she was 16 and I think Wanye was like 20 when they were dating. Why do 20, 25, 30-year-old men date teenagers in high school? It's beyond red flags. That's actually a crime, number one. And number two, just why? Just why? All right, Big Phil from L.A., what's on your mind this morning?
Good morning. Devil don't sleep. He's busy, isn't he? I'm going to take three things. I'm going to move along. The judge stopped Donald Trump for the construction for right now. He said, in so many words, you're not running anything, okay? He stopped that for right now, okay? And
he sure did,
what happened to Linda? She should call in. Remember Linda?
I do not know.
I hope she's okay.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe I actually have her number. Maybe I'll text her and check on her.
Okay, and number three, it was an honor to do Nipsey Hussle. I was really kind of shook up how a young man died like that. And I always want to support my community, right? I went in and brought a shirt on Floss. I didn't know who the guy was, and he said, "Hey, OG." I said, "Yeah, give me a pro club," and that was Nipsey Hussle. Respect, OG. So
amazing.
I'm going to support the brother. Business. It's just sad you got to get into that mentality. So far, the organization he was in a lot of jealousy. The guy knew each other. From his mother knew from Ethiopia down to watch. But long story short, I'm going to support my neighborhood, and I'm always going to remember what he told me. OG. That means respect. I found out later on. So you guys take care.
Absolutely. God bless you too. And as far as that ballroom goes, okay, so Trump, obviously, is building a ballroom like as an annex to the White House, right? And he has lied about it all along. He said they weren't going to demolish anything. Then they started the demolition. He said it was only going to be a certain size, and it's gotten bigger, bigger, bigger. So he lied about that. It's the opposite of his crowds. He says he has big crowds when they're small. He says he has a small ballroom when it's big. And he has bypassed all of the normal things that you would do if you wanted to build onto the White House or change the White House. The White House is an historical monument, obviously. Well, now a federal judge on Tuesday ruled that he can't keep building it. He has to have congressional authorization to finish the ballroom. He's been trying to pay for it with private donations, and his sort of rambling, demented response to the judge was to say, I don't need congressional approval because I'm not spending public funds. I'm spending private donations. And he's appealing the judge's decision. But he obviously doesn't get it, or maybe either he's too, either he doesn't get it or he's just lying. As I say it, I pick B, just lying, because that's his MO. He's just lying and acting like he has authorization when he doesn't. It's not just about spending public funds. No one gets to just come in and demolish the White House. The White House is an historical monument. It belongs to the American people. Just because you live there doesn't mean you own it. I know you're a real estate guy and you're used to owning stuff and demolishing it and doing what you want with it, gilding it in gold and making it look tacky and ostentatious. But the White House does not belong to you. It's like the governor's mansion or the mayor's mansion. These are owned by the people, and you just so happen to live there while you have that job. That's it. And now he's got the plan is this giant ballroom that dwarfs the White House, has not been approved by Congress, nor any of the traditional steps, which include historical societies, experts that are meant to weigh in on that. And he hasn't done that. He's appealing. He don't care. And of course, on top of that, even if these are private funds, you've got people starving. You're saying you cannot afford SNAP benefits. You are dismantling the international safety net, which has already led to hundreds of thousands of people not getting their medicine and in many cases dying. But you can build this hundreds of millions of dollars ballroom? Just because you have friends that are willing to pay for it because they want favors from you? Clearly the guy, and he said it out loud, he said he's not getting to heaven. Clearly he's made peace with that and he's just going to go full devil. That's where we are right now. 800-920-1580. That's the number Phil called. That's the number Jeanette called. That's the number Ron called. And I invite you to do the same. I'm Dominique DePrima for KBLA Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominique DePrima when we come forward. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. At the heart of the Al Wooten Center's mission for good citizenship and academic excellence is a desire to ensure that every student avoids the kind of lifestyle and overcomes the kinds of challenges that led to the murder of Al Wooten Jr. In 1990, founder Myrtle Faye Rumpf opened the center in honor of her son's life. In 2026, they are serving more than 300 students in grades 3 through 12 annually online and on site at their youth center and other sites in the South LA area. The Al Wooten Jr. Youth Center takes a neighborhood approach to the revitalization and empowerment of a community in crisis. The Wooten Center provides free after-school and summer programs to help students in grades 3 through 12 attain grade-level proficiency and promotion, high school graduation, and college and career access and success. The Al Wooten Center focuses on academics, STEM, the arts, and so much more. Join them for an enriching experience that sparks creativity and nurtures young minds. Tap in at wootencenter.org. That's wootencenter.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
When temperatures climb, LADWP wants to help you stay cool indoors, starting in your attic. With quality attic insulation, your home can stay more comfortable during hot summer days and help lower your energy bills year-round. It's a smart way to save, and for a limited time, LADWP has increased the attic insulation rebates to make upgrading more affordable. Act now to start saving. Visit ladwp.com/attic. That's ladwp.com/attic.
We've got a lot to talk about.
I'm Reverend Gerald, the life coach. Is someone you love struggling with addiction and mental illness? Is improving your family's health important? Want to leave a legacy that your family can grow? Are you ready to enhance your perception of life experiences? Then wake up weekends at 7 a.m. with Urban Family Focus and get the wisdom, opportunity, resources, and motivation to live your best life. Join the conversation on Urban Family Focus Saturday and Sunday at 7 a.m.
Unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black. We knew you'd stick around. This is LA's home for progressive talk radio. Welcome back to KBLA Talk 1580.
Prester John's in the comments saying, imagine if Jimmy Carter had turned the White House lawn into a peanut farm, right? They got so mad at First Lady Michelle Obama for even having a garden, right? And now he's paved over the Rose Garden and made it into a sort of tacky Mar-a-Lago-esque thing, monstrosity. Well, here's the thing. There are steps. There is a federal commission that you're supposed to run any renovations to the White House by. There are historical societies that are supposed to sign off on such as this. And if you want congressional funding, if you want public funding, you need congressional approval. He's saying he doesn't need that because he's getting private money, but that's not true. There are still steps. Judge disagreed, stopped it. Republicans do not want to talk about it. Why? Because it's wildly unpopular, okay? The voters don't want this monstrosity. They don't want to spend hundreds of millions of dollars, private or public money, on it. The White House is digging in their feet and doubling down that they have a right to do this, that everyone renovates the White House. No one's taken a wrecking ball to it. No one's tried to build a giant gaudy ballroom with their name on it in the middle of an affordability crisis. So that his logic is, well, we have to entertain guests. Really, there's no other venue. Hundreds of millions of dollars is what we're talking about. Of course, they don't want to take it to Congress because that's going to show off their let them eat cake Marie Antoinette attitude at a time when Americans are struggling to put food on the table. They know this is toxic during the election, so they are avoiding it. They won't even talk about whether or not they are going to put legislation on the table to authorize that construction. And Republicans do not want anything to do with it. They got 35,000 comments about this White House project. That's a lot. 35,000 comments were made to the federal commission that's supposed to be reviewing this process. 97% of those comments, according to the Washington Post, which is owned by Trump ally Jeff Bezos, 97% of the comments were negative. We don't want this. It's a waste of money. It's besmirching a national monument. And the president doesn't care. He's trying to put his name on everything. He's trying to put his signature on the dollar bill. He wants to be remembered because he's got a giant ego, A, and B, he knows he's going to hell. I didn't say it. He did. Well, what he said is he knows he's not going to heaven. And I think if you're Christian, those are the options, up or down. So I guess he's figured if he has his name on enough airports and on the White House ballroom and on the dollar bill and on your stimmy check, the tariff check that's never coming, the imaginary tariff check, then it'll be worth the trip down to, eternal fire. That's what I'm thinking. Molly Bell says, where's Elon Musk? Apparently Elon Musk has been in some crucial meetings lately with the president, which is highly improper. Does he have security clearance either? Even he doesn't work for the government, but he gets to sit in on meetings where he gets a leg up, an advantage for contracts and for his companies. The corruption is loud. News, traffic, and sports. Then we're talking tech with the folks from Tech Lamert. I'm Dominique DePrima for KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. President Trump is congratulating NASA for a successful launch of Artemis 2.
They are on the way, and God bless them. These are brave people. We want to God bless those four unbelievable astronauts.
Artemis 2 is on a 10-day test flight that will take the astronauts around the moon and back to Earth. The Supreme Court heard arguments on birthright citizenship, reviewing President Trump's order, ending it for some children of non-citizens. Trump attended in person as justices debated the 14th Amendment. And rapper Megan Thee Stallion calls her onstage scare a wake-up call. In an update, she was hospitalized during Moulin Rouge with exhaustion and dehydration, saying she pushed too hard but plans to return. Megan's hairstylist, Kelly Derrick, was with her at the hospital and asked everyone on X to say a prayer for her. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Did you know April is National Car Care Month? Head to your local Big O Tires for great deals like this. Now, get a synthetic oil change starting at only $39.99, including tire rotation. Plus, get a free multi-point vehicle inspection, too. Find your nearest Big O at BigOTires.com.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The